Thank you,
The whole
man.
team is so grateful to just walk in rehearsal with you every day. It's just,
Thank you, man.
that energy you bring in rehearsal every day just makes people want to work, bro.
Wow.
And the whole team has been on a wave lately, bro.
Wave.
Boys have been on a wave, bro.
On a
So,
wave.
let's go, man, boy.
Is there anything you're excited for? Anything that you got coming up? Anything that people should know about?
You know, just right now, just kind of taking this thing day by day. I'm chilling with my dog right now. So what's
Let's
up?
go. Let's go.
Yeah, bro.
Well, any one maybe any one sentence or any one last words of wisdom that you give people who are struggling with anxiety?
It's gonna be okay. I promise you, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. You're gonna
Yes,
get
we
through it.
will.
God is good. God has got you.
Yes.
Be okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I
All
gonna
right,
see you at rehearsals?
I'll be there.
All right.
All right, brother.
Love you,
Back.
man. Peace. Oh man, what a guy.
Yo,
Oh my goodness.
here he is,
The
bro.
man, the legend himself.
Bro, do you know what? If I told, if I told the version of me, uh, 5 years ago that this would be happening, bro, it would be. This is like, I can't believe we're even speaking, bro. This is an insane,
Wow.
bro. Wow, man. I
Wow.
just want to say, because
Thank you.
I'm sure you hear this a lot in your life, but bro, you're such a hero to me, bro, and like such an inspiration for people like me. Like, I come from a small place in England, and like the idea that I can just the idea that someone like you was able to blow up off the internet and like have achieved what you've achieved, it's so inspirational to me, man.
Wow.
And like, yeah, man, I just wanted to say that off the bat, just
Thank you,
because.
man. That
Yeah,
means
man.
so much to me, man. And I watch your videos, man, and you're just so talented.
Thank you, bro.
So talented, and you bring so much joy to people. Your voice is so good, man. Keep
Thank you,
going,
man.
keep singing, because you're already making an impact, and that's what's so beautiful.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
So
I
good.
love the new album as well, man. I'm always I feel like the world has been missing that music that's like
Mm,
got a real not missing. You can find it in different, but I think in like the mainstream pop world, like there's not been someone that's been able to bring out an album that's really moved me in a long time. And
wow.
like the tunes that you put on there, bro, like really touched me, man. And like I genuinely just, yeah, man, for
Wow,
real,
thank
so
you for
sick.
saying that. That's like the coolest thing ever when we can make music that impacts other people. Like, that's
Yeah,
the
man,
coolest thing ever.
for
Cool.
sure, dude, for sure. What are you up to today then?
I got rehearsals. I'm gonna rehearse, and then I'm gonna do this little thing later that I don't know if I can talk about yet. But
I hear
when it
that.
comes out, you guys are gonna be excited. I feel like.
Fire,
Yes,
fire,
sir.
bro.
What are you doing today?
Bro, I went skating today actually.
Sick.
Um,
Like,
cause I for me like
like
I got well, this is the thing. It's I kind of do a little bit of everything. So I skate, scoot, all of that stuff. I like it because, but I basically stopped doing all that when I was about 15, and that's when I started doing my music.
Yep.
And then like I got to a point recently where I was like, with lockdown and everything that's happened this year, like I was just like, I really need to like find something that like brings me as much happiness as music does, because I don't want to rely on music too much. I want to be able
Right.
to like find joy in loads of things. And then I was thinking like made me happy, what was making me happy before music, and that was going to the skate park, man,
Yeah.
and like it's exercise, and like it's so important, bro. It's so
Yeah.
sick, man.
And
But yeah,
that's so good that you say that because like one of the things
Oh
Oh
wait,
yeah,
sorry.
like sorry, I was just gonna say having balance in our life and not doing too much of one thing.
100%.
Uh, when we do too much of one thing, we can have like anxiety, because we're just like our head, like our brain's only thinking about that one thing, so we start obsessing about that one thing, and then we don't have like, you know.
Dude, I couldn't agree more because I can't even tell you how many times I've burnt myself out from like just like making music that's like because when I write, I'm like writing from like such a deep part of myself, like,
Yeah,
and that's emotionally exhausting, dude.
it
So like,
is. Yeah,
so then when I come out
and
of
you
that,
don't
I'm
even
like,
realize it in the moment because you're
bro,
just like,
you're like
and then all of
pumped,
a sudden you're exhausted emotionally, and you're
dude.
like,
I literally like you're pumped for like you're just so like you're because you're like when you make a great record because when you're really writing from the heart, that's when great music happens.
hmm
I think anyway. And I think that like when you come out of a song knowing that you like fully expressed yourself and like that like I feel like the music really speaks for itself, and then obviously that's great. And then I find like when I get to like the third or fourth play of that song or whatever I'm doing, that's when I'm like, oh geez, I like really like worked myself on that, and then and then I
yeah,
start like overthinking and stuff.
yeah.
But I really appreciate this, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. But
Okay.
I love this man. I've loved this man, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon, dude.
Dude, hell yeah, keep making music because it's
Love, man.
it's it's inspiring, man, and
Appreciate it, man.
you're speaking to people's hearts with your music, and it's pretty awesome. Keep going.
Appreciate you, man. Have a great
Yes,
day, man.
sir. All
Peace
right,
out,
man.
bro. Bye bye.
Peace. Yes, sir. Trying to find. Hello.
Puta que... Hi.
Hi.
I love you. I love
Aw, what's your name?
you. My name is Camille.
Camille?
Um,
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Uh-huh. Are you having a good day?
I love you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Ai, meu
Oh,
Deus.
man. What time is it there?
Ai, I love you. I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Love you.
How do I say I love you in Portuguese?
This man.
Ah, eu te amo.
Te amo.
Te amo.
Te amo. Okay, sweet.
I love you.
I love you too. I hope you have a good day.
Ai, meu Deus.
Nice to meet you. Hello, hello. All right.
Oh my god. Oh my
Hello,
god.
hello.
Hi. Oh my god.
How
Are
are
you
you?
kidding? Oh, oh shit. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I love your new album.
Thank you. Are you having a
Oh
good
my
day?
god, my heart's I'm not. Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh
Dead
shit. I love
serious.
your new album.
Thank you
Oh
so
my god.
much. Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm
Wow.
shaking.
What time is it there?
8.
8 o'clock. eight
Yes,
o'clock
I'm so
in
I'm
the
so nervous.
evening, 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't be nervous.
No, at night. I didn't think you're gonna guess me.
Well,
I'm about to cry. I'm so sorry.
don't cry.
I love Hold On. It's my favorite song.
Thank you. That
Oh my
means a
God, I
lot.
love you.
I love you too.
I'm
I hope you have,
shaking. I don't know why.
dang.
My heart. Oh my God, I
Well,
love you. I love you so much since I was little. Oh my God.
thank you. Well, um, this was fun, and I hope you
Yeah,
have a great
thank
rest of
you.
your day.
Oh my God, thank you.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Going on.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm from Nigeria.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing great. Man, I love you,
That's
man. I
good.
love you.
Thank you, man. How's your day going?
It's going cool.
That's good. Um,
Yeah, bro.
so so I was coming on here to talk about anxiety and kind of wanted to just talk to different people and their experience with anxiety. Do you ever experience anxiety?
I don't think so, but it is actually the same thing as depression.
Yeah, it's similar to depression. Um, being anxious. Do you ever feel that?
No, no.
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 No,
I don't think.
man, you're lucky. Do you know anybody in your family who's experienced it?
Yeah. I got one. My cousin.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna continue to talk to people about anxiety and what that looks like for them, and try to find different tools to help people. But it was so nice to meet you, man, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay.
All right, man.
Okay. Bye, bro.
Bye, bro. What's going on, Ryan?
Yo,
Can man, it's really hard I was like trying to figure out a way that I could like interact with people and have a conversation about anxiety, and it's way harder than I thought it was
yeah,
gonna be. Way harder. Do you want to help me
but
out here?
it's pretty cool. Just the kind of I don't know, where was that last dude from?
Nigeria.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Um, yeah. So what are your basic thoughts? Do you have any kind of any overarching themes that you want to express as
Well,
far as?
all I know is that, social media can be a place to where there's so much comparison and so much, you see what other people are doing, and you wish that maybe you were doing more and all this sort of stuff. So I was just kind of just gonna ask different people what their experience with anxiety has been, and like maybe how taking breaks from social media can be important. I know
Man,
that
it's
you do
so
that. I know that
important.
I do that. So like, what has that done for you?
Well, first of all, I think our brain, just from a brain standpoint, in terms of interacting on social media, you know what it does to our brain when we're even just scrolling Instagram. Each image is affecting our brain in a different way. So say you look at 10 images in 10 seconds, your brain's going like this. And so it's going to take a while to recover. So if
Mm,
you're doing that, some people are doing that 8 hours a day
mm,
constantly. I think everyone kind of sees they get addicted to their phone. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's pretty common knowledge now. People just reach for their phone in empty space. We used to be able to enjoy empty space, and that's what
Right.
I realized that I don't. I started
But
to
as
get
soon
to
as there's a quiet moment, you're
pick your
reaching for your
phone.
phone to just, and you don't even know why you're going on it. You're just like, okay,
No, and
I'm
then
just
so you're subconsciously
searching.
taking in all of these responses.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that you're looking at. We all know. I mean, we've talked about this. This is all common knowledge about what we're looking at. People only paint the portraits of themselves that they want people to see. So it's not even, you're not even taking in reality at that point. You're taking in a bunch of shows. We all
Wow.
have that. We are all putting on our own little show.
Right.
And so I don't know. I've been taking various social media breaks over the past few months, and I find my brain like being really affected by the quiet moments. Like it's recovering. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not used to the quietness, so it's almost creating, like, I don't know, I've had some really weird of my brain just spinning out, and I'm like, what's going on? I think it's just actually trying to process and catch up to, I don't know, people that are much smarter than me that study the brain would know exactly what's going on. But I think after a few days of a social media detox, I start to feel like really refreshed. And I just think we're just so plugged in, man. It's a little unnecessary to be so plugged in. And even the interactions with people that we don't even know. I find myself interacting with people that I'll probably never even meet, and I don't necessarily know if that's the
It
greatest
can
thing.
affect the people who are directly in front of us, right? Don't you agree? Like we're not
Yeah,
enjoying the people who are necessarily in front of us because, you know,
yeah. Why not be present, right? Like, why, if I'm hanging out with you, why am I picking up my phone and seeing what other people are doing?
right, right. But
I
then
think,
there's a part of that that is actually, helpful too because you're getting inspiration, like I look on Instagram and if I find that I get inspired a lot of times too. So there's both sides of like if I'm seeing someone else do really cool stuff, I'm like, man, that's inspiring. I want to go do some cool stuff.
yeah, I think it's just finding the correct balance, but you happen to be, I think you're very aware, right? So a lot of people aren't necessarily aware of that, the balance, trying to
Yeah.
find a balance. So I think that's the biggest thing, is knowing, being intentional is what I was trying to say. Being intentional about what you are using it for. Essentially, you're on Instagram right now, and because you have a very intentional reason. You want to talk about anxiety, you want to talk about helping people, etc. Um, that's a very intentional aspect. It's not just like a brainless way to be on it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right, right,
And just like finding inspiration, etc. But being aware, like, okay, well, this could go downhill very quickly. So, but being aware of the pitfalls, I guess, of it.
right, right, right. Wow, wow.
Have you been? I mean, have you been, struggling with any kind of anxiety lately?
Um, no, but I was just watching something and it was talking about how, you know, we post stuff sometimes. I was starting to think whether I'm like, man, is my posting all of this like stuff that like all of our accomplishments, like, is that more discouraging for people or encouraging? Because you got people who are like, man, look at what Justin's doing, and like, what am I doing?
Absolutely. Because
and
have you
and
felt
and,
that
and so
way?
like my intention is to like, yo, look what's possible. Like I'm from a small town in Canada and I'm living my dreams, and it's, this is pretty awesome, and I don't want that to turn into like somebody, living in their small town like, yo, I man, I I and just feel discouraged because they're like, man, look at Justin's doing it, I'm not doing it, I wish I was doing it, I can't do it, rather than feeling encouraged by that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You're just empathetic. So,
Thank
I think everybody's going to receive everything a little different, and it's tough to kind of I totally get what you're saying. You want to be an encouragement rather than a discouragement. We've all been there before where we
Right. So I
look.
think maybe, I don't know, like that's, I've been trying to not necessarily make sure everything's super dialed in, like as far as like perfection. Like I think one thing about like the Seasons documentary is it showed me kind of in a really messy season. And I think like what can be tricky about Instagram is that, or social media in general, is that it shows people's best and like hides all of the other stuff. So it's like people, you're kind of confused because all of you see is, you know, all of this really dialed in stuff, and you're just like, man, you know.
Absolutely. So you felt that before from looking at other people's
Definitely.
posts. You've actually felt that, so you know that perhaps that's having the same effect on other people.
Exactly.
Do you
But
feel
then I
that?
know there are some people who are like, man, you make it feel like I can do anything too. So there's both sides of the coin.
It's a lot,
So
bro. So
yeah,
you that's just the reality of just how I think an empathetical, somebody who's aware of others is thinking.
yeah. Thank you,
It's just you're
bro.
just thinking about everybody and just trying to help people.
Thanks, man.
I think that's admirable.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, somebody just said
Uh,
comparison is the thief of joy. That is so
wow,
true.
wow.
But
We
we,
all experience that. You know, I experienced that. Just comparing myself to others, and um, I obviously that can make us feel just kind of not good enough, or you know, and that can steal our time and steal our, you know, purpose filled life, right? Like because we're worried about what someone else is doing rather than what God's put in our heart, maybe.
and just being present, right? Like just thinking,
Yeah,
yeah, just being present and enjoying what we have right
yeah.
now. And that's the only thing we have right now is actually right now,
Yep.
which is wild. So like
Wild.
even the conversation we just had doesn't exist anymore. The time doesn't even right now.
Right. It
And
just keeps going, keeps
yeah.
going.
So being aware of all that. It's tough, man. I think it's just tough right now. It's tough for a lot of people. It's tough.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would be having conversations about my own anxiety. You know what I mean? Or just what it's just it's just wild.
I think too, like for someone in, I'd say, my position, to the outside world who looks like they're in this place of like ultimate success, right? Like, and I think reminding people that that stuff doesn't just alleviate anxiety. Like anxiety, you know, sometimes, you know, things can get worse to a certain extent, you know? Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but
No, totally. I mean, there's a lot. There's just a lot. You got a lot
yeah,
coming at you. You got a lot that you want to do. You
yeah,
got a lot that you want to pour into others, etc. Just
yeah,
a bigger world, a larger area of influence,
yeah.
territory of influence.
I guess what I want people to understand or know that, like, you know, God is here right now, and like the ultimate goal is just being with Him, you know. And we're always going to be in pain. We're always going to be struggling, and there's always pain in this world. But God is with us through it, and that doesn't, you know, our yeah. That's all I can say, I guess.
I'd love that thought. Just the idea that we didn't ask to be here. We didn't ask
Mm-mm.
to be born. So if
No.
this life is true, this life truly is a gift because it was just given to us and we didn't plan it, we didn't ask for it. And so then what is a gift essentially, right? Like
Yeah.
God wanted us to enjoy it. I think God really wants us to enjoy this life and enjoy his presence. He's put so much in front of us to be able to enjoy. And let's not miss that, let's not miss the simple things that when we look around that I'm just drinking coffee right now. Just the simple taste of coffee that I enjoy.
Wow.
So, You know what I mean? Just little things throughout the day. And I think that takes a little pressure off the moment by moment when you start to look around and be like, wow, there are things that I really enjoy being here for. And
And you're not so consumed by the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, but you can actually enjoy the present, even in the struggle, even in the pain kind of thing.
yeah, because what's the next thing? The next thing's always the next thing.
Yeah.
We hit benchmarks and we're always looking. We're always looking. We're always looking. You know, like right, you have I believe you have a number one record right now. And then is there like a natural, do you have an inclination to be like, okay, well, what are we gonna do next?
Right.
Like, do
Yeah.
you feel that way?
Yeah.
Like, and so
Definitely.
other people wouldn't even see that. Other people be like, oh man, Justin's got huge album out right now, number one song. He's got everything. But the natural inclination is always to just be like, well, what are we gonna do next? Rather than
Mhm.
just be like, man, well, this is we got this day, we have this moment, we have so
Yeah.
much. This life, it really is such a gift. It's crazy. We did not ask to be here. We did not ask to be here, but we
Crazy.
get to be here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. Wow. Ultimately, life's a gift.
I always think of it this way as when you start to think about a gift, right? Like if I gave you a gift, say I gave you something,
Hmm.
a real gift, of course, it's yours. I don't expect anything from it. I just want you to have it, you and enjoy it. Of course, it makes me happy when you're responsible with it and you treat it correctly and you take care of it and you love it and you cherish it and you honor it. But ultimately, the gift is yours. If you smash it and break it, it's cool, right? Like that was my gift to you. You did with it what you felt.
Hmm.
I think God's the same thing. When He created us, it's like a true gift, real gift. I really, I don't necessarily expect anything, but I do know that I want you to value it, cherish it, enjoy it, love it, honor it, and then that's gonna give us both just a real solid like experience.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think ultimately, like when society and the world thinks about God in general, they think about rules and having to follow rules.
Bro, you know what? Judah and I were having this conversation the other day, and we talk about kind of our first experience. First, if you're reading the Bible, right, Genesis, and talking about Adam and Eve in the garden, and them eating the apple, and God being very mad and kicking them out of the garden, right? That's the perspective of it all, like
Mm-hmm.
of people's first idea or experience of like God being mad. But like, man, we were talking about this. It's actually not the case. That actually wasn't the case. He was actually setting the stage for humanity to be like rectified, but he was
Mm-hmm.
actually guiding them out of the garden essentially so they wouldn't eat from the tree of life, right? So that he didn't want them to live forever in that decaying state. Rather, he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
like. So it's crazy. Even our perception of God, our perspective of God is that we can make him so mad and he's gonna get angry. Going back to the garden, that actually wasn't the. Of course, he wasn't. He was disappointed, but he was still
Mm-hmm.
loving and guiding them. You get what I'm saying? Rather than like
Mm-hmm.
this angry, get out of my garden that I made so perfect for you, blah blah blah. You guys are done. You know what I mean? Our
Mm-hmm.
perspective should be just like a, no, no, no. I want you to do this because it's gonna work out better for you because I really love
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
What are you feeling right now? What are you thinking about?
Just feeling about how just natural it is for the human condition to just go, 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 and like do more, do more, do more.
Yeah,
When that's ultimately like we're not human doings, we're human beings, right? Like, so
man.
to just not forget to just be makes me emotional, to be honest, but it's good.
Man, we all get so caught up in the, yeah, what are we
right?
gonna
Because
do
it's like I
next?
just released an album. I
I
just released
know.
2 albums,
Bro, if you
and
don't
I'm
do
like,
anything
what's
for,
next?
if you don't do nothing for 5 years, right? Like,
Yeah,
so you could, I don't know, man. That it is. It's always what's next. But the truth is, you have God has really kind of put in you this. You want to inspire people, love people,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I think you're doing it. I
Yeah,
think you're really doing it, man. I really respect you being responsible with your gifts at this
thank you,
moment.
thank you. I love these conversations
I do too. Could go
because I
on and
think
on. You know, it
they
feels like there's so much to express. There's so
there's
much.
so much to just try to break down of like, why are we here? What is the whole reason for us to be on this planet? Like, so many people are wondering why.
Why?
Why are
What do
we
you
here?
think? Like, what is
Why are we
your?
here in 2021?
Yeah.
Why did God put me here in 2021? Why did, you know, what is the purpose of this life? Like, and, like, what is the purpose?
What do you think it is? Like, I mean, this
I,
is I mean, this is like
I
the.
mean, ultimately, it's just like, it's spending time with God, bro. It's literally just spending time looking for Him in all things, in all people. Just, God, where do you want me to go? And we just get confused by success. Like, success tricks people. What is success? What is success? Like, is it money? Is it fame? Is it, what is it? And for me, someone who's had it all, like all areas of success, whatever that looks like, money, fame, cars, like all that sort of stuff, and like it wasn't fulfilling. You know what I mean? And like, so it's just like, well, what is it? It's just stop and recognizing that God is here. God is right here. And like, when you're so driven for the next thing, you don't see, you're not stopping to acknowledge how the coffee tastes. You're
Right.
not stopping to acknowledge how beautiful the drive is that you take every day to work. You're not
Man.
stopping to experience, the friends that you have around you that are already in your corner because you want, other people to like you, and but you're like, you can't see the friends that are in your corner. You can't see, you know, the, you're blinded to what God has already blessed you with, because you're so consumed with more and more and more, and what's next, that you can't just be like, wow, I have everything I need right now. I have breath in my lungs. I have blood coursing through my veins. Like, wow.
I think it's like this. We have that subconscious drive to survive physically, to
Mm-hmm.
just stay alive. We don't even realize that that's kind of where our insecurities come from. But we're
Mm-hmm.
here. We're alive. Let's.
Exactly. What you're saying right there is great. Like, we subconsciously all are fearing death because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And like, just like you said, subconsciously, like, when this conversation isn't happening, because like people don't want to talk about death, they don't want to talk about,
Hard to
because it's
process.
a
We can't
reminder.
process it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to process. We weren't made to die.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it right there. It's the insecurity, our subconscious insecurity. Actually, insecurity just is just us subconsciously fighting the idea that we're actually expiring when we weren't created to. So
Wow.
it's just now we're just in this freaking wheel.
This cycle.
Yeah, of just like not even processing that we are insecure because we're just trying to stay alive and fight for what we need to survive. But God said, what he's talking about when he's talking about the flowers and the animals, he's like, look at them, like they don't even, they just go on. They know I'm going to take care of them.
Yep.
So how much more that, like, he loves us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he is working to, he will meet our needs. He
He
will,
will.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because of death and the fear of death. We all feel the need to, right now, I gotta store everything. I gotta hoard all my. I gotta like do this
Yeah, we
because
have closed hand rather than open
doing
hand.
this rather than
Yeah.
doing this because we don't know what's to come. And in the pandemic is another scenario of that because it's so uncertain. So everyone's just like, you know what I mean? Like they're just fearful and they're just holding on to what they have, and they're just, rather than just letting stuff go, of like releasing all of that, just releasing everything. Like I release control to you, God. I release, you know, all of the things that I can't control. I give it to you, and then watch how God moves and just uses us when we least expect it. Like we want God to use us, but we don't want to let things go in our life. You know, we want God to use us, but we won't fully trust him. And it's
And
like, how do we, you know?
and it's crazy because control is such an illusion because we are in control of nothing.
Yeah,
We couldn't even plan to be here ourselves. So why we think we're in control? We're trying to like we have control over nothing.
nothing,
Anything
nothing
could do things we didn't even we're not even responsible for our lives.
for
How
our
could we
lives. So
so
if we can trust when we go in an airplane, we blindly trust that the pilot is going to get us to the destination.
yeah.
We don't know his credentials. We don't go up to the guy and ask him, "Hey, show me your pilot's license," to make sure that we just blindly get on the plane and trust the pilot to take us. But we don't want to trust the creator of the mountains and the stars and the sky and the, molecular complexities that create a human being. We don't want to trust the creator to just, we don't want to give him all of that control, because I don't know why. Because of fear, because of selfishness, because of like
I don't
what?
know, man. Control is such an illusion though, right?
Such an illusion. Such an
We're in
illusion.
control of
We don't want to
nothing
let things go because sometimes we feel like it's all we have.
because all we
You
can
know what I
see,
mean?
right? Yeah.
It's all we can see in front of us, that thing that like, and I just think like if we can all just live with a generous heart and just trust God that he's in control and he's going to make a way where there's no way, and
Yeah.
he's going to provide for us in ways that we could never imagine, and just relinquishing that control to just say, God, I've tried to live my life. I've tried to give, I've tried to do it on my own, and I just can't. Just can't.
I woke up to an earthquake the other morning. If that shows you how little of control over my life I have, you know what I mean?
Right,
The ground is shaking. My house is
right,
shaking.
right.
I have no say over anything in that moment.
Wow.
We are just so why not just be like, hey, man, I have no control over this life, God. I know that you do, so I'm just gonna allow you to just steer the ship. Like you can have it
Yeah,
all. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know
that's
how I
right.
got here, but I'm gonna give it to you and I'm gonna trust
Yeah.
whatever that even looks like. It's such a freeing feeling. You sing that song Freedom that you just put out. Freedom, that's what it is. Freedom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom to just hand over the illusion of control over my own life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free now because I don't have to pretend like I'm in control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna give it all. Like freeing. Like I'm gonna allow you to just steer the ship. And by the way, I trust the person that's gonna steer it. I'm giving it to God.
Mm-hmm.
It's a God who loves me, a God who created me, a God who knows exactly what
Mm-hmm.
I need, who's in control of everything. That's freedom. We're not just handing the ship over to somebody that
Just someone who we can't trust.
no, yeah, we're handing it over to a God who's in control and who loves us and wants the best for us
Yes.
and just knows exactly what we need moment by moment, rather than like the plans that we make that we think that we know what's best for our life. Like I'd much rather have God steer the ship of my life than me because
Same.
I don't even know like I don't even know my blood type.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, man. This is good stuff. These are good conversations. I believe that they're stirring up in people's hearts as they're watching this. And just, you know, if you are watching this and you
Yeah.
are considering, like, what does it look like to follow God? And what does it look like to just let go and just trust him with my life? It's not rocket science. It's not something that you need to spend all this time getting better and making your life good. Like,
Yeah.
you're already loved by God. You're already accepted by God. There's nothing you could do to make him love you any less. He's absolutely obsessed with you. And he just wants a relationship with us all. He wants to talk with us. He wants to walk with us. He wants to, he wants to just continue to encourage us. And if we just continue to look for him in all things, all over, just keep looking for God, he's not going to disappoint us.
Yeah,
So
he's
that
not. Yeah, he
not,
can. I don't know. I would encourage everybody just to kind of like, I don't know, just be open and honest. You know, open and honest with God.
for sure. God's with us. He loves us. We're going to have a great day. And I am going to go and rehearse.
Love you
So
so
I love
much,
you,
bro. Thanks for
Ryan.
the
Thank you for this
conversation.
conversation. It's so life-giving for me.
Same.
So life-giving.
And you know what? We have the funny thing is we have these conversations rather consistently just on
often.
FaceTime, but here, I don't know, it's really cool to kind of like, I don't know, have a open forum for other people to kind of chime in and see what we're talking about, because we're just trying to work this out ourselves too.
Yeah.
You know what I
We're
mean?
just trying to figure it out. But one
Yeah.
thing we do know is we trust God.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep trusting him, because it's
the only, to be honest, the
it's
only thing we
only
got.
choice. Like, what else do we got here? It's
Yeah.
either we trust God or what?
Right.
Man. But I love you so much, man.
Love you too. Have the best time at rehearsal.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you.
All right. Peace.